Wow. So from Clemson national team, then you went pro with
Sunderland.
Sunderland, straight
Yeah.
to Sunderland.
Yeah, 19 years old. Yeah, I was living in a hotel
Wow.
by
Did
myself.
they see you while you were playing with the national
In the
team?
Milk Cup, yeah. And also I was training with Everton for like 2 months when David Moyes was the coach, and they were third place in the Premier League at the time. And he just kind of said to me, look, we really like what you have as a 19-year-old, but you're not going to play here. So here's the number for Mick McCarthy. I'm going to recommend you to him at Sunderland. And so I went up there, and they were in the championship at the time and ended up getting promoted that year to the Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? Coming from US to...
It was difficult, if I'm being honest. Yeah, having been born in Scotland, I was familiar with the culture in the UK, so that part I loved. But I think I probably underestimated just how difficult it would be. Going into a new and competitive environment, pro environment. I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. I think I was making maybe £2,000 a week or less, like barely enough. I was living in a hotel. I was getting myself to training on a taxi every single day. I really didn't have many friends at that time, so I'd come back to the hotel, and I was actually playing online poker a lot at that time, which was supporting my living, and ended up.
So you make money out of it.
Yeah, so online poker, actually, it's like an MLS underground known story. I was playing online poker when I got back to the Houston Dynamo. So I signed with Houston. My salary was $32,000 a year, and I was driving a BMW X5 and rolling in with I'd bought a house, and everybody's like, oh, his parents must have given him money. And then they later found out I actually was playing online poker at that time, and I was making enough money to be able to buy a house, buy myself a car.
No way.
And then it kind of spread that people found out that that's what I was doing, and I was really good at it. So yeah, I was playing online poker like as soon as I get home from practice. I was gambling and making money, and it was like really lucrative, and I made a good amount of money doing that. But then my soccer career started to really take off, and online gambling started to get a little bit more regulated. So then there was less bad players. It became harder to make money. And then I found myself at like 2 or 3 in the morning gambling. And then I found that I wasn't sleeping well, and it started to affect what I really wanted to do, which was play professional soccer.
Right.
And so I almost like quit on a dime. And still to this day, some of my friends are like, dude, you were making so much more money playing poker. Like, how could you give that up to go all in on soccer?
Mm-hmm.
But I always kind of felt that was something I could do again if I wanted to. And I still love going to Vegas to this day, but I don't play online anymore. I gamble in the casino. So
wow.
it's fun.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, not many people do, actually. So it's like I'm always happy to talk about it, just never really comes up. And I remember the first time I made $40,000 on poker, and I went to my dad. And my dad didn't know I was playing at that time. And I said, hey, Dad, I've got some money. Like, I don't know what to do with it. And he said, well, how much money have you got? And I said, well, $40,000. He was like, what are you doing? Like, he thought maybe I was selling drugs or something, Yeah. And so I told him I'm playing poker. I told him this is my system. I cash out when I get to this much. And I can only ever lose a certain amount of money. But now, like, I've got this money. And he goes, okay, we're going to open you a brokerage account. You need to invest some of it, and you can spend some. So then I came back to him another, 3 months later. I said, Dad, I've got $100,000. He was like, what? He's like, what are you doing? And so I had to show him and walk him through everything. And so I bought my first car, and then I put more in the stock market. And then the next time I showed him how much I had, and he's like, okay, you need to buy a house. So I bought my first house with poker money. So
wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's amazing. A friend of mine won the Bahamas tournament.
Yeah.
He won like 5.1 million.
Well, I didn't win that much, so I wouldn't have minded that.
Well, but
it's crazy though, right?
Yeah.
Just playing a card game.
Right. Yeah. For real.